Hello, and once again, we are live with the gorgeous Julia. How are you, Julia?
I'm so well. Thank you for inviting me today. This is a good topic to talk about.
OMG, we are talking about astral travel today. Yes, it's a real thing. We established that yesterday. And I knew we had to speak to you because you have a huge passion for astral travel. You are
Mhm.
extremely experienced in astral travel. You teach advanced levels of astral travel. Who better to talk to about astral travel? Because there is so many misconceptions out there of what it's all about. But I know we've spoke previously, and you said how much it's enhanced your life. Could you share a little bit about that with us?
Yeah, well, look, I need to lead with the fact that I was highly uninterested in doing this, okay? Because I'm grounded. I have a fine art degree. I like making things with my hands. I liked making measurable things. If you told me that I was going to leave my body, I was absolutely uninterested in why I would do this. But what I will say is that it's such a common thing that what you resist is often what you need the most.
Very
And it
true.
wasn't what I thought it was. Okay. So, and it's so funny, someone like me who loves to have an open mind and think in multiple ways. Well, yeah, what did it do for me? Learning the skills, which really wasn't hard. And I definitely didn't like vacate my body. And, it wasn't like I thought it would be. Um, but the biggest thing is that it expanded my mind. So when you travel to different dimensions, especially my favorite, the seventh spiritual dimension, I'm accessing what my experience is. I'm opening myself to more possibilities, and what it then does in my life is that I start being able to see things in many different ways. So I know that some of the thought leaders are saying today that a key shift we need to make in the way we function in the world and a key marker for being successful in life is being adaptable. And that means being able to see things from different directions. Well, that's exactly what it's done for me, because my consciousness expands, and that's what it does for everyone. Our consciousness expands hugely when we learn this really ancient art of astral travel. And then just to add in, sure, I was naturally nervous because I'm grounded. I don't want to, I didn't want anything, honestly, didn't want anything weird. And when you,
Well, welcome coming to the mystery school. We're all like that. We don't want to do anything weird, but somehow we end up at the mystery school.
I know it's hysterical, but I think it's because people that are very open-minded thinkers and want to explore different ways of doing things end up at the doors of the mystery school.
Very good.
But yeah, it's kind of funny. But the thing is that the techniques are not out of a brand new box. They've been around for thousands of years. So pretty quickly I realized it wasn't, what I thought. And the tools are solid and they're super awesome. And I might add, not difficult to do, which is even more surprising, actually, if I think of all my initial fears, right? And it's just incredible how the tools work. They're easy to do, and how just by doing it, I don't want to say how quickly it takes to do it. That's something to be discovered in training. But it's amazing. Suddenly my mind is more multidimensional, sees more
Yeah.
possibilities.
Now,
Yeah.
Julia, tell us because it's an interesting uh, thing that we're talking about this astral travel. We're talking about training. We're talking about how easy to. Can you talk us through just briefly the practical aspect of the class? How long is it? Who is
Hmm.
it open to? How can can anybody do it? Is there any prereqs? Those types of things, because I think people are going to be interested in that.
Look, the one thing we don't necessarily say in the flyer, but I will tell you from teaching it been teaching this since December 2004. The one thing I will say is that honestly, the life activation is absolutely, that is, it's just a session, but yet it's a sneaky session and it does actually open up your consciousness. So I find that when you get the life activation, the truth is that your whole body is vibrating at a higher vibration. So I found that 99% of my clients have done the life activation beforehand, and it's the ones that haven't it was not actually as easy as it was for everyone else. But the Sacred Geometry 1 is highly, highly recommended, because there is something very important we do in Sacred Geometry 1. We kind of anchor a particular vehicle that you travel in astral travel, and that vehicle gets, you can say, solidified in your structure. It's like, if you want to have a really safe and secure car, you're going to choose a really good model car. And so this Sacred Geometry 1 anchors this very safe vehicle in your structures, that when you expand your consciousness, you have got a vehicle of very high frequency to travel in. So Sacred Geometry 1 is highly recommended prerequisite, and I would definitely say get the life activation as well. Other than that, it's open to anyone.
Which I love because I know, for me, the one of the main fun aspects about studying in the mystery school is that you come to a class and you get a direct experience every time. So, if you want to know it and experience the lineage in its full flow and the tools, then you could come to something like Sacred Geometry 1 Astral Travel, like a day, which is a day 3 or 4 hours each class, and you're going to come away with a gazillion tools that to expand your consciousness, to raise your vibration, and then you can decide, yeah, okay, I get this, or I feel called to this, which I think is fabulous.
I mean, honestly, it's not the crazy thing is that's what I was saying. It doesn't take that long to do it, and nor does it take us, as you were saying, that long for us to teach it to you. And the mad thing is, you walk away with this value. And I know that there's a huge also trend in Fortune 500 companies and so forth, the trend towards meditation, because it slows down the brain waves, it opens up your mind to more possibilities. Astral travel is different to meditation, and yet in terms of what it does to the brain, it has the same effect. So it's slowing down the brainwave levels and opening you to more possibilities. So as an additional tool for those who have worked with meditation, astral travel is a natural addition to that, and you will learn actually what more it can offer you, because it has some caveats in there. I mean, you can get access to, beings of light that can, I know this sounds really, we're talking about weird, let's go weird. You can get access to beings of light that can really direct you in the best possible way for whatever it is you're trying to do and achieve in your life. Of course, things that are of good, whether it's your business or relationships or whatever, you can start to get some real higher picture ways of moving forward as you keep working with that tool. So it's got quite a lot that it can offer you.
Yeah, I felt that. I felt like it gave me so much more clarity because I really started to understand who I was as a divine being. And I think I was talking about this yesterday, but it really helped me understand that I'm not just this, that
Exactly.
way more. And because I was doing that on a regular basis, I was, like you say, shifting my consciousness, shifting my awareness. And also, as you were saying, I was receiving, that healing because I was in that low brainwave state all the time. And I was sharp. I'm sharp, even on my rusty days, I'm probably much sharper than most, because of the meditation, because of the astral travel, and such like. So that's what I noticed, that I all of a sudden, so much clarity and so much sharpness came into my life, and my awareness of the spiritual beings and energies and all sorts of different things started to happen to me. And I was like, okay, this is from a 3-hour class. Hello, where do I sign up for the next level?
And I think you've summed it up in terms of, like, because we are expanding our consciousness beyond where it's mostly sitting, which is right here, and because of that, that's where we get limited, because it's a measurable structure. Therefore, only the things that I can measure in my mind, in my logic, are possible. And the minute we're able to expand beyond this limited vehicle, then we can start to crack open more possibilities. And as you were saying, you had more clarity because you're able to see many more angles around any single situation. So you're feeling even sharper, even though you naturally, knew that you were sharp. Now all of a sudden, it's like I'm getting smarter as I get older, which really doesn't, which is kind of cool because of astral travel and of course meditation as well. It was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
really, really cool class.
I just feel like it's really good for my mental health and my mental well-being. Like it's
Mm.
because it's nourishing, my soul, supporting my spiritual progression, helping me stay calm, which is helping my physical. So it's like a whole approach here to mental well-being. That's how I feel about it. I mean, I don't know if others feel like that, but for me, that's how I started to understand astral travel.
Well, I think one of the main things for me is that if we are only trying to heal the mind, because the mental health is a huge topic, for across the world, especially in the UK, but it's a huge topic. If we are only solving mental health from the practice of talk therapy, it means we're only trying to solve it from the mind, and we think that that's the only way to heal it. The mind is a field of energy that's part of the soul, part of the spirit, and we actually need to access healing energy beyond just the talk therapy to actually start. Well, this is what you discover. I mean, you believe it or not, but once you start astral traveling and experiencing consciousness and spirit beyond just the thinking, it's amazing to discover how that does so many wonders to the mental health. I mean, it's something you can't, scientifically prove, and yet metaphysically we can prove because this has been done for thousands of years. But it's something that 3 hours, 4 hours at
It's
most. Experience it, see it for yourself.
See it for yourself. Listen, I don't know now if people aren't knocking down our doors to experience astral travel with the Modern Mystery School. I don't know what that's going to take because it is so. Just don't miss it. Just do it. It's just phenomenal. It's a fun class. My goodness, how many people can say they've actually been to to an astral travel class in any sense?
It's quite a talking event, isn't it? I have to tell you that when I consider my initial resistance, and it's funny because as I really am an astral traveler, and when I think of my first resistance to absolutely not doing it, over the years, I've always thought, okay, people were looking for this or for that or for that. I can't tell you, much to my surprise, how many people have actually found me because they Googled astral travel. So I think people are secretly, in some ways, looking. I mean, I wasn't, but I think some people genuinely are really curious about this. And my words to them is just learn the techniques that work, have a great experience, and then keep doing it and seeing what continued value it brings in your life as you keep moving forward. It's kind of awesome. I mean, again, not a lot of investment of time or money for that matter to experience this.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you so much. We've run way over time, but I mean, literally, we could talk about astral travel for ages. And of course, there's an advanced level, but I'll get you back on to talk about that. So,
We'll get there. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, everyone. Great chatting.
thank you. Bye bye.